Chihuahua. C-H-I-H-U-A. U. No!
That's difficult. Chihuahua, God.
I've never, ever written that word in my life.
Why is English so hard to spell?
Oh, I always spell this wrong.
Ooh.
There are clear differences between how the words are written and how they're said. If English is not your first language, you may not realize it's not that normal. In fact, it's virtually unique among the major alphabetic languages. Take Italian or Finnish. They have spelling and pronunciation that line up much more readily, not like this.
Logorrhea. L-O-G-G...
If you grew up in the United States, chances are spelling bees were part of your childhood. Decoding English from spoken to spelled is a tradition that's almost 100 years old at the Scripps National Spelling Bee.
A-R-A-B-L-E. Arable.
Correct.
So how did the English language get so convoluted? First, let's take a brief look at the history.
In the British Isles, where the English language sort of is derived from, has been invaded by multiple people over the centuries. So you've got the Romans and the Vikings and the French all coming in, and therefore the language was also sort of evolving and churning through these other people interacting. And as a result, the English language has become enmeshed with all these other languages altogether. That's a big part of why the English language is difficult to spell.
There are 26 letters in the English alphabet and roughly 44 sounds, depending on the dialect. Vowels make up 20 or so of those sounds.
The schwa sound, which is sort of this universal sound that is it's the sound. You know, people say it all the time because it requires absolutely no effort with your mouth or tongue to create. You just say One of the experts I spoke with referred to it as a lump of clay that is sort of like shaped into all the other sounds. And it's also really interesting in that the schwa it can be represented by any vowel in the English language. So, for example, album, it's the U, or syringe, it's a Y. This sound can creep up in all these different places, which is how the spelling bees are very difficult.
Are there any alternate pronunciations?
The Scripps National Spelling Bee has been held almost every year since 1925. The bee's roots are drawn from the 1800s, when smaller and more local grassroots competitions took place across the states. The Scripps National Spelling Bee carries on that tradition and uses the Merriam-Webster Dictionary as its source of words.
T-E-A-N?
Correct.
The number of words the contestants could be potentially tested on during the first 2 rounds comes to about 4,000.
Correct.
After that, any word in the dictionary is fair game, which jumps the word count to around 470,000.
Atterman.
A-T-T-E-R-M-I-N-E. Atterman.
Good job.
In the last decade, spellers have raised the intensity of the competition, culminating with the Octo-Champs, when 8 spellers were all crowned co-champion in 2019.
I think, seeing young children doing these amazing feats of spelling and memorization and understanding is a really exciting thing to watch, because there is high drama there. And the director of editorial content that I spoke with, she phrased it as, there aren't too many competitions that require perfection from their champions. And to make it through the spelling bee, to be the champion, you have to be perfect. And that's a really compelling thing to watch.
M-O-S-A-I-C-I-S-T. Mosaicist.
Correct.